Hi students, in this lecture we are going to discuss about flow and error control techniques. So the agenda of the session is related to what do you mean by framing, what are all the flow control and error control mechanisms. We are going to discuss about the control mechanisms like stop and wait protocol and sliding window concepts. So what do you mean by flow? If any data has been communicated between any two system or any two hosts, what is the speed of the data, what is the amount of the data, whether both the systems are synchronized together in order to send and receive the data. So we are going to consider the flow of data, how we are going to control the flow. So these flow and error control mechanisms are adopted under the data link layer. There are few techniques under the data link control layer: line discipline, flow control and error control. So the definition for line discipline is who is going to send the data, when they are going to send the data. So these two things you need to remember. Then if you finalize that who is going to the sender and when they are going to transfer the data, the next question is what is the size of the data. So that comes under the flow control. So if any data has been transmitted, is there any errors in the data? How we are going to correct those errors? That comes under your error control techniques. So all the three we are going to discuss today. Line discipline. So line discipline is nothing but it acts as a handshaking principle or notifications before you start your communication. So before starting the communication, for example, I want to speak with you or I am going to transfer some data to you. The first and foremost is I am going to inquire whether you are available. If I get any acknowledgement from you, based on the acknowledgement, I am going to start my communication. This is one way of line discipline. So the line discipline, another way is pole select. Multiple nodes are available. We are going to select to which node I am going to communicate. So it may be one-to-one or one-to-many or many-to-one. Flow control. So flow control, as I told already, it's going to relate to the amount of data that is going to be transmitted before getting acknowledgement from the receiver. So before getting the acknowledgement, what is the size of data I am going to transmit? So there are two different types under the flow control. One is stop and wait and another is sliding window. In stop and wait, each and every time unit, we are going to transfer only one frame. So one frame at a time has been transmitted. Once a frame has been reached at the receiver side, they are going to send acknowledgement. Once we got the acknowledgement, we are going to transfer the next frame. So one frame at a time has been transmitted. That is called as stop and wait. So till I get the acknowledgement, the sender is going to wait for the acknowledgement. So scenario we will discuss under the stop and wait. Assume that there is one sender and receiver here. WT is the waiting time. First, the sender transmits the data packets. The data packets, once it got received by the receiver, they are going to send the acknowledgement. Acknowledgement is nothing but a notification I received the packet. So during this time period, after sending the data, till I am receiving the acknowledgement, that time is called as waiting time for the sender. Is this clear? So next, after getting the acknowledgement, I am going to transfer the second data frame. So for each and every data frame transmitted at a time, I will get acknowledgement. Once I get the acknowledgement, I am going to transfer the next frame. So this method is called as simple stop and wait. The main advantage of it, the protocol is very simple in order to transmit your packets. The disadvantage or the drawbacks of this simple protocol is, if you are going to transmit a large file size, it has been sent by frame, so it will take more time and waiting time has been increased. So it is not better to transmit for a large size of your data. So what we are going to do for large frames? So the next protocol is based on the sliding window concept. So what do you mean by sliding window? A sliding window, as the sender can transmit several data frames, multiple data frames at the same time before getting an acknowledgement from the receiver. So the sender is not going to wait for acknowledgement. They are going to send the data packets or data frames, multiple data frames at the same time. These frames can be sent one after the other. The receiver acknowledges only some of the frames, and for that acknowledgement it will send the acknowledgement messages. So these windows hold the data frame, and the maximum size of the frame we are going to decide for the sliding window. So if the sliding window size is of n, means I can store 0 to n minus 1. So n number of frames in my sliding window at the same time. We will discuss with this as a scenario. So take the sender side window and receiver side window. This just like your normal queue in data structures. So each and every window, here we have mentioned that the window size is of 7. So 0 to 6, frame number 0 till frame 6 has been stored in the sender side window. Once I transmit the packet, the direction of the window moves. So the first data 0 has been transmitted. So after that the window moves by 1 frame. This is clear. So the wall of the window moves right frame by frame whenever a frame is sent. The same way, if any of the sender side window receives an acknowledgement, the walls of the window moves to the right, depends upon the size of your acknowledgement. So if I am going to acknowledge for 2 frames, 2 has been moved in the direction of right. If I am going to get an acknowledgement for 3 frames, 3 slides has been moved in my sliding window. So we will see with this as an example. So take this scenario, sender and receiver. Initially, the size of your window will be 7, 0 to 6. So the data 0 has been transmitted first. So after transmitting the data feed 0, see here in the second step, the window size has been reduced to 5, 1 to 6 are the frames available. Now it is going to send the data frame 1. So after sending the data frame 1, we are getting an acknowledgement 2. This tells you that the receiver is awaiting for the next data frame, the data frame 2, or you can simply say that so far the receiver received 2 data frames. Is this clear? So once you are getting any acknowledgement along with a number, that is nothing but 2 frames has been received so far. So you can increase your sliding window size by 2 now. So from 2 to 6 data frames, it has been again increased to 7 and 0. So the frame has been moved towards right by 2 slides. So now the resulting frame will be starting from data frame 2 to data frame 0 again. Is this clear? So for each and every data to be sent, the frame slide right towards one shift. For each and every acknowledgement what it's going to get, it's going to move towards the right side of the direction, depends on the number of the acknowledgement. If the acknowledgement is for 2 slides towards the right direction. If the acknowledgement is for 3 slides towards the right direction. So after sending this acknowledgement 2, the frame size has been extended now. What is the next data frame now? 2. 2 is going to be sent, data 2. In due course, the receiver is going to send an acknowledgement for the data packet 3, that is the data frame 3. So acknowledge 3 tells you that So far I have received 3 data frames. The next data frame I want to receive is frame number 3. Is this clear? So from 3, 4, 5, 6, once I get acknowledgement, the slide has been increased towards the right side of the direction. So after that, the sender sends a data packet 3, data frame 4 and data frame 5. So 3 frames has been transmitted. So the right side direction of the window has been reduced. So at final stage, we have only 4 frames in our sliding window. In this situation, frame 6, frame 7, frame 0 and frame 1. All these are the 4 frames in my window. Now I am getting an acknowledgement 6. This tells you that so far I have received 6 data frames. The next frame is data frame 6 that you have to send. So depends on this. 3 frames are going to be reached after the acknowledgement 3. So we are increasing the sliding window size from 4 to 7. Is this clear? So from data frame 1, 2, 3, 4, the slide has been extended towards the right side of the direction. So now the final size of your window is 7. The next data frame I want to send will be frame number 6. Is this clear? That has to be received by the receiver. So this is the concept of sliding window. So here the frame size, the left boundary and right boundary of the frames has been done. So the left boundary of the frame towards the right direction has been moved whenever I send some packet. Whenever I receive an acknowledgement, the right boundary of my sliding window has been extended towards the right side of the direction. Is this clear? So you have both the windows, sender side window and receiver window. Both the windows work together in order to transmit or receive your data frames. So both the techniques, stop and wait and sliding window, are used for controlling the flow of your data packets from one node to another. So next session we are going to discuss about the different types under the sliding window concept. What are all the protocols will be there? If I lost any packet, how can I do retransmission on those packets? That will be, we are going to see under go back ARQ and NARQ or selective repeat.